Hello, YTPC. This is Steve, and you're watching Smoking Cardboard. I'm not really prepared to make a video, but I need to make one, and I'm sitting down for a smoke. So I'm smoking my Jason Mutant Squat Bulldog, whatever it's called, spaceship. And in it, I thought I would try some more of my HU Director's Cut Virginia Perique. I remember first opening this tin and doing a tasting in video, and the Perique just kind of took over the blend. I remember it kind of being bitey, and it is kind of biting my tongue. A little sizzle. But good. I like most Periques, and this is I don't know, I guess it's Virginia. There's probably Kentucky in this one too. Virginia, Kentucky Perique. It's the little coins. You can kind of see the mess that's in there. I like this kind of Perique that's peppery, spicy. I don't like the fruity, plum, stewed fruit type flavors so much. Got to do a couple things this week. Had a crazy Saturday. Went to baby shower, and we were trying to think of something encouraging to write down on to first time parents, and it's difficult to say something that not everyone says. I think one of the lessons that I've learned over time that might have been hard to learn earlier in our relationship. Well, we had our first kid about 9 months after we got married. We got pregnant. So we're still kind of figuring out how to work together. I always say one of the life lessons that I've had the most trouble learning, and probably to this day, is just how selfish I am. And getting married was one of those, like, oh my gosh, I am so annoyed. I want to do what I want to do, and so on and so forth. And you work that out. But it was like a lesson in learning of how selfish I was as a bachelor, and how some freedoms I really wanted to hang on to that were silly. And then when I got a kid, there was a whole nother level of learning how selfish and annoyed I was having a kid. But ultimately what I wrote was that I wrote as an encouragement was to serve each other more intentionally, or I don't know what I specifically wrote, but I meant to say that you need to serve your spouse and grow in love for one another, and naturally that will have an effect on your child knowing their love too. I think there's a real tendency in our society today to put so much focus on being the right parent in all things and giving your children all the best opportunities and so on and so forth, that you end up putting these needs that you think the child has over your spousal relationship. And you end up dedicating your life to these children, and then they leave and don't really, they struggle, and maybe your marriage struggles as a result. Or they leave and now you're more attached to your children than your spouse. And it's really a shame. So that was my word of wisdom to them. And then they also had at their baby shower where you could write a word of wisdom on a diaper. And I make a bad joke, but it's kind of true. There's like when you first have an infant, you always are like worried this thing's gonna like die and it's gonna be your fault. And some babies do die, and rarely, is it someone's fault. But you feel that pressure to not screw up just being a parent for the first time. So usually my encouragement, that's pretty bad encouragement, is babies are hard to kill, don't worry. Yep, and then Monday, I had some guys from my church group. They had all one guy had talked about smoking pipes before, and two other guys were into cigars, so I thought, hey, we're going to hang out, let's hang out and maybe share a pipe, or a cigar, if you prefer. And so I ended up buying some cobs, just the cheapest. I really like the natural look on the cob. I have one of the other ones that are all dandied up, but I like this feel. I don't know. I really like that. And I couldn't just get cobs, so I got, I don't have it up here with me. I got one of the Rattray's carry pouches that Boca de Boyd and Charlie showed off, that really made me. So it's like a fold-up pouch for tobacco, but it like opens up and it stands up and makes kind of like a box that you can get in there. I got one of those because I've had my eye on that for a long time. And then I bought some tobacco. I know I'm trying to get rid of all this extra tobacco that I might not be able to smoke, but there was some good stuff that I didn't have, or I wanted to be able to set some, just a little bit aside. So I bought 2 tins of Derringer tins, C&D Derringer. And then I bought 2 tins of Capstan Gold Navy Cut, or whatever they call it, the yellow label. I really like that. I have a bunch of the blue, and by bunch I mean like 10 tins or something, but in reality I really like the gold better than the blue. So if you have a bunch of gold and you want blue, I'll make a swap with you. Oh, I think I got something else, but I can't remember. Ultimately, it was too cold. I was trying to do this in a garage, but then when you had one person who wasn't a smoker, so then you kind of opening the garage, but it's like near freezing, so everyone's kind of cold. We made the best do with what we could. Two guys were trying some non-aromatics for the first time, and I kind of, I don't know, I went with the Latakia to give them their first try of real tobacco, and I gave them the Gawath Hogarth Balkan mixture. They both liked it, so I don't know. Sent one cigar smoker home with a sample of Amphora, Kentucky. I feel like that's a good flavorful blend that a cigar smoker might appreciate. And 2 guys took pipes home. And tampers. I bought tampers too. And I gave a guy for a burley pouch. So we'll see. You know, it's sometimes I've learned that. I was talking to my wife about this one time. We were talking about I was going to meet up with someone and have a talk. And I was explaining that to someone who didn't know that I smoked a pipe or had a YouTube channel. And it just feels like there's got to be a better way to explain the YTPC to someone who doesn't understand the YTPC. It just sounds like, you know, bad business, you know. Oh, I have a YouTube channel where I smoke pipe tobacco and I make videos and I comment to all these friends that I have that watch it, and I don't actually look up my video because they're really boring and pointless, so don't actually watch it, but they like it and I watch their videos, and it's just a really fun time, and we get to see people from all over, you know. And they're just like, what in the world? And she was trying to relate that her husband likes some really niche channel where some guy opens and eats old military rations or whatever. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like that, but not really. So I got to come up with a more succinct way of doing it. I mean, maybe it would be, oh yeah, I make semi-regular YouTube videos for a niche hobby of mine of pipe smoking, and I'm really connected with a lot of the viewers, and I like to watch a lot of similar videos. There, that's, if I only I could say something that succinct and less cringy rather than I don't know. Good stuff. Full flavor. I don't know if nicotine wise, I'm not smoked enough. I'm getting deeper flavors. I'm not getting any grassy from the Virginia. It very much tastes like burnt toast to me. Kind of more a little bit of the bitter with a little underlying, you know, bready sweetness. Fiery. So, good stuff. I don't know. I was watching Sam doing it wrong, and he had a Morgan Bones pipe that was 9mm, and I'm like, Morgan Bones hardly has 9mm, or if he does, it's not in a style that I don't really want. So I bought a pipe, which is technically the second pipe this year. But it's a cheap pipe, so maybe I'll count it like as half a pipe or something. I don't know. But I've got this Morgan Bones straight billiard, and it's 9mm. So once I saw they had a 9mm, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta go for that. So it has really interesting grain. Like, it makes me feel like this thing is not briar, because that grain is not quite like briar is. So I'm really curious. Do you think this is still a briar pipe? I don't know. It's very defined grain pattern, but it is not at all like briar. This looks like a different type of wood. So I'm curious if it's gotta be. It's gotta be a different kind of hardwood. I didn't know he didn't do briar for all the pipes though. So that was really interesting. I've yet to smoke it. I was really tempted to just give it to this guy who was like, oh, well, which pipe should I get for my first pipe, you know? And I was like, like, how much should a pipe cost? And I was like, well, corncob pipe's fine. That's $5. I was like, you can smoke this. Because he had bought an Amazon pipe, and he watched my video or whatever. But I guess the prices really can vary. I would say that if price isn't an issue, starting around $100 is a good idea. If you don't want to spend very much money, but you want to get a good pipe, around $50 you can find briar pipes that are fine. And this one, this $50 pipe. So, yeah, we'll see. I hate breaking in pipes, so that's why I haven't smoked it yet. Anywho, I've rambled way too long. This is way too long of a video. Thank you all, faithful watchers, and I appreciate you watching and commenting all the way to the end. You're way too kind and very encouraging with the things you say, and appreciate you. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. See you later. Bye.